What's going on, guys? I was looking on the internet recently to see when some games I'm looking forward to were coming out, and I realized I see people wait for announcement dates and read the investor calls, but I never see anyone use the games that are already set to release at specific months as a way to figure out what games are coming out.
Well, we don't have to worry about that today because
That's what we're doing here today. That's what this video's about. That's what we're doing.
Whoa!
I don't know every game, dude. Instead of disliking this video and comment and hate on it, just let me know what games you want, because I don't know everything about every game. This is about the games I'm interested in. So if you want to see a video like this about a game you know, just comment it, and I'll make a part 2 or something. Oh, dickhead. The first game I have written down on my little notepad here is Grand Theft Auto 6. But really, Elder Scrolls 6. The next game set to release is Halo Infinite, which is scheduled for December 8th, 2021, which was already announced. The first game I'm predicting is actually Resident Evil 8's DLC content. Here's the theory. Alright, Resident Evil 7 came out on January 24th, and the DLC was planned to come out about 3 months later when spring would hit, but they didn't think it was very good, so they launched it in 11 months instead of 3, and it came out in December. There may be absolutely no connection to the release date of Resident Evil 7's DLC and 8's, but since 7's DLC was planned to release 3 months later, I assume Resident Evil 8's is also planned for the same thing. So the idea is it could either come out in August, or they could do a December release just like they did for Resident Evil 7, or again, 11 months from May would be April. So the possibilities there are pretty soon to real goddamn far away. My official guess, December of 2021. The next game I have on my little cheat sheet is WB's MultiVersus. I think this game's just going to come out in January of 2021. Here's why. Not only does it a little bit just look like a mobile game, honestly, it almost just looks completely done, given the trailer that they showed us and stuff like that. Even more on top of that, there are 3 huge games coming out in February, and one of them is Elden Ring. There's no way a side-scrolling multiplayer game that looks like it could be ported to iPhone is gonna come out after those gigantic games come out. The 3 next games, which are in February, are already announced. Just Dying Light 2, February 4th, Horizon Forbidden West, February 24th, and Elden Ring, which is February 25th. The Saints Row remake was scheduled for February, but it pretty much ran away from Elden Ring, and is now being released in August. Gotham Knights and Suicide Squad were announced in the exact same month in 2020. I had to go back, or I had to dig back to the bones of Google to figure this out. The only difference is Gotham Knights was actually expected to release in 2021, whereas Suicide Squad was always planned on being released in 2022. Then, Gotham Knights got pushed, and instead of being released in 2021, it's being released in 2022. I would say January, except Warner Bros. Is releasing their mobile game that day. So, the month we landed on was March, to avoid February. Here's the theory for God of War, alright, which is the most anticipated game for me. So we're gonna stay along the lines of God of War, pretty much avoiding February, because it's another giant game that would just be crushed by the other games, and also crush some other games in the fucking meantime. These may have no connections, alright, but the original God of War in 2018 came out in April. Given how February is pretty much full of games, I assume it's gonna launch in either March or April, and if the original one came out in April, if I was a video game creator, I would just release it 4 years later, also release it on April just like the original reboot of the game. So, Lord of the Rings Gollum was announced in 2019 to release in 2021. It got pushed to 2022, and when a game gets pushed, I'm assuming it's just going to come out either at the beginning of the year or some other time. And because February's full, just like the other theories for the games, my guess is March. Oh, we got another theory on our hands, alright? State of Decay 3, which I'm excited for. The first game came out June 2013. The second game came out March 2018. If you notice, these 2 games are 5 years apart. The third game is expected to release sometime in 2022 or 2023. And if the first games are 5 years apart, you may as well make the third game also 5 years apart from the other 2. That's the theory, but there's no reason it should be like that. But if I was a game creator, I would plan out when it's released. The first game came out in June, the second in March. That's a span of 3 months. So I bet the third game will come out in March or April.